Hey everyone, Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs. Welcome, and today we are going to work on some new decoupage cards or layered cards, and this time they are all about Dad. These will work great for Father's Day, but they are not specific for that, so we can use them for birthdays, celebrations, just about anything. So let me show you, if you're not aware of what a decoupage card is. I did a bunch for Mother's Day and some and birthdays. So this is what a decoupage card is. It comes with its envelope, and then it's just layered. Everything is printed and then cut with your machine, and then just layered using foam pop dots to create these fun cards. They're called decoupage cards because that means layers. And these are all A2. And like I said, they come with an envelope. So I have two different sets, and each set has three options. So I have the horizontal set and the vertical set. The vertical set is just called the A2 Dad card, and then the horizontal card is the number 1 Dad or Celebrate Dad. I can't remember which one I listed it as. But let's go ahead and get started. So this is our horizontal set, and we have three options. So this one says I love you, and if you hold it up, I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, there are quite a few layers to creating this card. So there is our I love you, and then we have the number 1, my number 1. And then the one that we're going to make is the Celebrate You. These all go together exactly the same. And then I also have the envelope for this card, and I'll show you that in just a second. So we're going to go ahead and start with this one, and I will show you the layers. So when you order this card, it will have all the pieces for all three cards. So we have the Celebrate You. We have two stars, a large one and a small one. You'll have the banner, which has the star. You have the A with the banner. You'll have a piece that says Dad. You'll have the white cutout that says Dad. And then you'll have your back layer and the card. Now, all of these, you can stop at whichever layer you want. You can just keep building and building, or you can put one layer on at a time. Your set does come with the card and the envelope. So I've already gone ahead and scored my card. And now we're just going to start adding these pieces. So I'm going to start with the base, and this one I am going to tape or glue to the card. So I'm just using my ATG gun. I'm going to put some tape on there and flip it over, and it gets centered into the middle of the card. And you could do this on a white card as well. The next set that I do, I did do on the white, but I'm doing this one on the red so that you can see how it shows up. Now we're going to take this layer, and we're going to flip it over, and I'm going to take my foam tape. And you can use pop dots if you have them, or tape. I really like the tape because I can cut it to the size I want, and I do believe it's a little bit cheaper. And you can find these rolls of tape at most of your craft stores, or you can find it online. Amazon has it. So I'm going to cut 5 little squares, and I'm going to start by putting one in the middle and then one in each corner. So this does take a little bit of tape or foam tape to do these. But like I said, if you wanted to stop right at this card, you could just add your sentiment and stop, and just stop at the first layer. Did I get all the foam off of there? So now I'm going to just flip this over, and it is going to go right on top of that back layer. And there is our second layer. Okay, our third layer is the one that says Dad that is cut out. So again, I'm going to take my foam tape and just add some tape to the back of that. And I like to use small pieces but do lots of them so that it doesn't cave in or get mashed. So I usually have this on my lap and holding it. Okay, let's go ahead and just put those on. And I kind of like to make sure that I've got it on the edge and then one piece in the middle. That seems to work the best. Okay, just remove all of those. Usually I have a garbage can sitting right next to me because you do get a little bit of these white. Flip that over, and we're just going to line it up. And there is our third layer. Again, you can stop at any time and just put your sentiment on, or you could even stamp or write a sentiment. But we're going to keep going. So the next one is the A. I'm going to line this one up. And don't worry if they don't line up absolutely perfect. I mean, they should if you want to spend the time, but don't spend the time and just put them on there. And then you can kind of see the layers. So that was our fourth layer. Next we have this one. And before I do this, I am actually going to glue my sentiment to this one. So either with glue or with a tape runner. I didn't layer this one because you've got that star. So we're just gonna center that right up there. Come on. Flip it over. Set that right on there. You can see how these are all starting to just build up. Lots of fun layers. And then we have two stars. Now this one you could glue directly onto it, or you can put a piece of foam on it. It's a little bit small. So I'm going to just take one like square, and then I'm gonna just cut a little piece off of it for the back of that smaller star. Now I can just add it right on there. Can add my larger star. And you can see how fast those cards go together. And I do have a video showing you how to cut everything. It's not for these cards, it is for the Mother's Day one, but as far as the software goes, it's the same exact way. Okay, so then we have our envelope, and it has a printable liner. So the first thing I'm going to do is the printable liner does not have any score lines on it, but I'm just going to add some tape. And then we're going to just place it right in the middle of the top part of the envelope. And I know that's really hard to see white on a white table. So when I do my envelopes, I print and cut these out of copy paper, and that seems to work really well. They're not so bulky as they would be if you're doing cardstock. Okay, so we're gonna fold this bottom tab up. We're gonna fold the two sides over. And then the easiest way to add the tape, I think, is to flip it over and add tape. So let me show you that again. So there's our envelope. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to flip it over so the liner's on the back. And I'm going to put tape down the two sides. My tabs are about 1/2 inch wide. So with my 1/4 inch tape runner, I'm going to put two 2 lines down it. Now I can flip it back over, pull that bottom tab up and the side tabs over. We can score the front now, and I should have brought my bone folder over. I didn't, so we'll just press it. And there is your little envelope with a liner, and you can just slip your cards right in. Now they do have a lot of layers, so when you're putting it into the envelope, you want to kind of watch those layers that they don't get caught. And we're just going to slide that right in there. Fold it up. You can tape that or put a sticker on it. I do have some stickers that match this paper, so that would be really fun. And go ahead and mail that or just hand deliver it. So this set, this is the, I think this is called the Number One Dad. We have Celebrate You, My Number One, and I Love You. Perfect for Dad's birthdays, any type of celebration, or of course Father's Day. So let's move on. So the next card, or set of cards, I've already done the envelope, but we have World's Greatest Dad. And you can see all the layers. This one doesn't have quite as many layers. You Are One Amazing Dad. There's the envelope. The envelope this time has the red liner. And then the card that we're going to assemble, and they all go together again exactly the same, is For My Favorite Dad, Happy Father's Day. So we have 3 little dots, and these you can put on with your foam if you want to. They're sticking together, or you don't have to put them on if you don't want to. But they do add to the card. They are also printed on the base. We have our word that says Dad. We have a star. We have the journaling card, For My Favorite Dad. We have the base with the banner and the star. And then we have the full base. And you'll notice that on this, those 3 dots are printed. So if you don't want to put those on with the foam pop dots, you don't have to. I'm going to do it so that you can see how it's done. And then your card base. This time I'm doing the card base on white. I really like this with white. It is a little bit harder to see on the table. So we're just going to flip this one over again. And put tape on it, and then center it right there on the card base. And then take our banner piece, and we're going to flip it over. Get our foam and our scissors. And again, I want probably 5 pieces on this, 1 for each corner and 1 for the middle. And take those off. So what are you doing for Father's Day this year? We're still trying to decide what to do. Okay, so I'm just going to match this up. And there we go. Next off is the journaling card, and this is the piece that is different depending on which card you're going to do. I'm going to flip that over, and again, I want 5 of my foams, 1 for the middle, 1 for each corner. foam will last forever. I have done so many of these cards and it just lasts forever. And I use foam on about everything I do. If you've followed me for very long, you'll know that the foam is my favorite. So let's just match that up. Next we have Dad. And I will tell you, when you're printing these, if you'll do a print over bleed, depends on which machine you're using, but they all have them. Any that do print and cut have a print bleed or an over bleed. Depends on what machine you're using, what it's called. But if you'll turn that on, then you don't have to worry about the white edges on these. But when you print it, it's going to look kind of funky, and you're going to think, oh, that's not a very good file, because it kind of looks like it's smeared on the edges. That's just your print over bleed. So let's add that right there, Dad. Okay, and now we can do our little star. And this one, I'm going to cut just a little tiny piece off that we're going to use on the back of one of those dots. You can see if you didn't want to add the dots, they're still on there, but I'm going to go ahead and do it and just show you how I did it. You do want your squares to be pretty tiny so that they don't hang out behind the circle. I'm just going to cover one. Two. I know it's kind of hard to see that around my big hands. And then the last one. If you have extra pieces of dots, just put them on the side of your roll till next time. And there is, you are For My Favorite Dad, Happy Father's Day, all of the fun layers. Then we have the envelope that it just slides right into. Again, you've got to watch your layers as you're putting it in there. Seal it up. And there is, For My Favorite Dad, Happy Father's Day. You are one amazing dad, the world's greatest dad. So we have that set, and then we also have this set right here. So I hope that you'll give one of these cards a try. They're fun and easy, and they go together so simple. Thank you for joining me today. Please hit subscribe down below so you don't miss any of my videos. Give me a thumbs up, and happy crafting.